Hello and welcome to tonight's student doubleheader. We got first off a game where student plays 83%, pretty solid, and both players played a very good opening, very good middle game, and both players played a okay end game, like average. So, but very evenly matched. So it's going to be quite instructive. I have a feeling. Just playing it by the book, like a couple of GMs here. Man, you guys know these openings like inside out, if you think about it. I never see so many book moves, but this is a nice improvement. You can keep that in mind. Future reference. You always got to see that whenever you see this pattern, by the way. Yeah, it's one of the key things you're missing here. You'd snap the chance to take a bishop for the knight, definitely. But that's not too bad either. Okay. So this is an interesting poise in the game, because it's a point where it's fairly evenly matched actually, but it's still unclear. Like AI is giving Black a significant advantage actually, but I have a feeling it's not that secure because there's nothing. Oh yeah, of course you take the pawn. Take the pawn. Yeah, shit. Student saw it before I did, I bet. Let's see how long will the student take to play that move. I took a 1.5 minutes. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah. Okay, but well spotted. Well spotted indeed. Although that would the better intermezzo from AI would have been this. Very tough combination. Would have been an interesting test. But I think you would have passed it. Yeah. Maybe not. Anyway, so good sequence here. And I would dilute to a simple end game. You don't want to mess with a knight. So I hope, yeah. Okay, so now comes the end game. Always at this point, you should take a minute to kind of just size up the end game. Think about your winning plan. What's your winning plan? How are you going to actually win the game? And at this point, you have to think deep. End games are about deep strategy. So you got a 3 versus 2 pawn advantage on the queen side. Queen side is important because the king has a far way to go to get there. On the other hand, this side of the board, yeah, he's disrupted his pawns, but his king's right there. So it's not like you're going to go in and somehow mate him or anything like that, right? It's just going to be blocked up. And your king is not centralized. So king needs to get to the center, needs to get there. So what's the best way to get there? These are the kind of things you would think about. Um, what about White's plans? Can he afford to do this? Would you allow him to take that pawn while you took this one? Is that better, or would you want to just save this one instead? These are the kind of questions to think about and plan your next move. And that's not the one. That's not the one. Because that's just helping him do a pretty decent move, right? He's centralizing his king indirectly. Of course, maybe then the plan would have been to put the rook here, which is a much more limiting square for White's rook and buys you infinite time to centralize your king while his pieces are practically frozen. So that could have been the other way to go about it. But this is also okay. For now, you have it totally under control. Now getting a bit airy. You're not centralizing your king. You're really downplaying that, and you have this tendency. Listen now! You have this tendency. Okay, I had to use something to wake you up. Okay, You have this bloody fucking tendency, and it's annoying as fuck. Centralize the damn king! But he gives you a gift, so now it's just easy. Now, okay, now it's easy for you. Now you centralize the king. But hmm, yeah, I think this check is interesting. You have to calculate that you can reach back here in time and be comfortable with handling the little moves that black will deliver, which you will be able to because you have so many pawns that you'll be able to just handle the position and reach a zugzwang where he will be forced to move back, and then you'll step forward, and then potentially even threaten checkmate. So you'll have to do this or something like that. You know, yeah. Anyway, he just what the fuck just happened? So this is what I was saying. Yeah, we didn't know what happened in this game because something weird happened here. It's, someone resigns. White resigns the game. White's like, yeah, he's got it. He's gonna make it queen. I mean, I can get one pawn, but that's nothing. He's gonna be faster. So White misanalyzes the game and resigns prematurely. God damn it! You never see one of these. You never get to see one of these. It's stunning, actually. It's stunning because it ends up becoming a huge pawn race, and you got to have some endgame skill to be able to see what White's plan ought to be here. White can't reach the pawn naturally, so to hell with that. Hell with that. You got to go after this. So capture here. He's got to capture back, and now instead of pushing this one up, strike forward with this one. That will basically force the action against us and allow you to get a deep outside passed pawn, motherfucker. That's the way to win this. If you're right. I, uh, let's see the follow up. Let's see what AI says. Yep, that's the way to go. Deep outside passed pawn is bloody dangerous. So it's a draw actually here, objectively, but the guy didn't even see it. What a gift. All right. Well, uh, let's see the next game. Let's see the next game. Tuck tuck here, and it's a this one is also a steady game, 1500 level performance, but a loss in this hand, but still pretty decent effort. Mm, that's kind of instructive. That bishop here would have been preferable, which is a little bit sus because you're like, hey, but he'll just take it. And yeah, he does take it, but actually that does help you because you're attacking a pawn and you're tickling his knight off the square so you can potentially capture it. And of course, if he doesn't capture your bishop, then it's still an annoying piece. It's a very annoying piece, and you might double his pawns or just have a bit more scope. You're threatening to capture here still. I don't know if he can even handle it. If I just see the follow up, yeah, you no, you don't win a pawn because he. Oh, you do, but it's very hard to see that level of the depth of the tactic. Actually, it's also instructive. Mm, because it becomes a double edge. He can take this, but he doesn't take it yet, according to AI. Doesn't take it yet because maybe that's making you a bit too vulnerable or something. Or here, I'm not sure. Anyway, okay, let's go into the game. B7. All good so far. Two pros. And this is the first weird move, I guess. You just hold these positions. You just gotta hold it. You just gotta like chill around, massage, rock back and forth. That's kind of like what the game is about. The one who confronts the action first typically tends to get the worst end of the stick. And it's this bishop is an awkward piece for black at the moment because you see his pieces are kind of choked in, and bishop is not helping the knight to get to its favorite square. But now that becomes much more possible for him potentially. Yeah, I mean he chooses to do it with the queen, but anyway, okay, yeah, still, it's a solid game from both sides here. And now a potential tactical. This seems to be a small blunder. Like you should first capture here because now the queen is at risk of getting dislodged, which allows the bishop to capture and forces the pawn off the square, which could propel the pawn forward and start up a storm here. I think that's part of the problem. Not exactly, but something like that. Okay, so black's speaking something nasty. You don't like to see that, and the pressure is piling up on this pawn. What's it? It's -1 in favor of black, but white's playing solid, trying to hang in there. He's dropped a pawn, but he's hanging in there. That's a good attitude. That's a very good attitude. Yeah, it's yeah. You gotta activate the queen. Okay, you gotta activate the queen. But okay, you chose to play tempo first. Fair enough, and it's coaxed actually an inaccuracy, so that's good. Basically, the computer doesn't like your knight being here because I think he's probably worried about the pawn whiplash kind of effect. Maybe, I don't know. No, yeah, he didn't delay it though. He just worried about the rook. So, but now the whiplash comes and the knights have gotten in. But he's got this deep knight. This is a reasonable estimate. I would have played this too, I think, actually. Computer thinks it's such a bad situation that you would even drop the pawn. Okay. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. And he's throwing with you right now. This is tough, but you're hanging in there, man. Wow. Really, kudos to you for that. Okay. Yeah, this would have been a better try. The knight here. Come on, you've got to see that. The knight, you've got to move the knight. Okay. You're tempting him to capture while you made him. That's also nasty. It's like a very good tricky move, actually. You've become quite a trickster, haven't you? Yeah, you keep this up, you'll be a trickster of the real. You're still up to the tricksters. My goodness. I didn't know you were such a trickster. And that too with only 25 seconds left. What the fuck's going on here, man? How much time you guys got left? You got like no seconds left on the clock with all of this kind of tactics are flowing in. That's impressive. What happens? You win. Oh, you won the game. You won the game on time. What? You won the game on time. It was a losing position, but in a way you deserve to win because you put so much pressure. You see, this is how to win games on time, is to put aggressive pressure. When you make his king shit his pants, it's like he's got a seizure and he can't think right, you see? So that's how you win on time, okay? You got to be hostile, creative. This was remarkable. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. Do you see what you just did? That wasn't 1500 level. I'm not going to say it was Carlson-esque, but it had flashes of genuine. It had flashes, more than a flash. All right, cheers.